Yo, what's going on, legends? Welcome to a combat guide in Variance Meet. Now, first things first, I'm gonna show you that you can adjust combat settings in the settings. So right here, I'm playing a Chinese version right now. I have overlay translator, which you guys cannot see, but that's okay. So first one is difficulty. This is easy, this is recommended, this is hard, and then this is extreme. Last one is hardcore, which means, you cannot die. If you die, it's over. But it's not on Chinese right now. Now for extreme, you get special tags, special health bar that people will able to see, and they will be able to tell, like, you're the real deal, you're the hot shot. But you have to start from level 1 with this difficulty. You can swap from extreme to hard, but you cannot swap back. So extreme is something you have to play from the get-go from level 1. Now hard is pretty difficult, I ain't gonna lie. On some of the bosses, it's pretty difficult, yeah. Recommended and then easy. There is no real difference, no real gear drops, stuff like that. It's just cosmetics, if you will. So I will, you can decide for yourself. Now this one is a attack tips, like a guide, or it will show you the cues for parry, and I believe not for dodge, only for parry. So this is good to use at the beginning, but this will not show you, it will not show you the cues in PvP, only executes, but more about it in a second. So I would recommend starting with this on at first, before you understand the combat and get the basics down. But then I recommend to just play without it. I'm playing without it, and it's much better. It is harder as well, because you have to like predict the attacks, and some bosses you will just have to play them more than once to learn their patterns and attacks. But for the PvP preparation, I recommend turning this off. So when this is out of the way, let's talk about just the basic attack. So we have light attack, which is left click, and then we have heavy attack. So this is for every single weapon. You have left click, and then you have heavy attack, which is on my keyboard. My keybind is R, but you can keybind this to anything you want. Some weapons don't have heavy attack as a ability to do damage itself. For example, these weapons, dual blades, they have a berserk mode, if you will. You turn red and you get extra attack speed, leech, and I believe regen, stamina regen. But so not all weapons have that. For example, the greatsword or the glaive, you need to hold down this heavy attack to perform a charge, and with the certain buff right here, it will also trigger minions that fight with you, pretty much. But you can also just tap it and it will attack like this. But all these instructions, that's the best thing. It's all in the game, dude. All these instructions are in the game. I'll talk about the weapon sets in a bit. Now just more about the combat, okay? So then we have a first ability, which is on Q keybind. Then we have second ability, which is whatever you want to be. This is 2 abilities. Sometimes some weapons have a buff, like this weapon, for example, the glaive. I don't think this... also, every weapon has 2 fighting styles, and you need to unlock them. You start with the weapon, you also get a spear at the beginning, and then you can choose from a quest, yeah, like few steps later, which I will cover in the beginner guide, which will be in the right upper corner eventually. You can choose a weapon. I believe it's from fan, umbrella, dual blade, and then it would be the glaive, I believe. One of these 4. But yeah, this fighting style got added recently on China. I don't think we will have it on release. Maybe we will. But one thing is for sure, we will not be getting the katana on the release, which is this right here. I'm playing it right now. So we will not get the sword on release. But we'll get the twin blades, we'll get the sword, the spear, so it will be very good. But back to the combat. So we have 2 attacks. This tap is when you weapon swap. It performs an attack instead of manually swapping weapons like this, for example. My character is, yeah. Instead of manually swapping weapons like this, you can just press tap and it will automatically weapon swap with the attack, right? So yeah, you have attack. Some of the attack skills, some of the skills have more stages, like this sword has 3. And yeah, so this is left click. This is the right click for blocking. Is one of the defense, and the heavy attack is right here for the sword, for example, pressing R. The other skill is right here, and the Mo blade is right here, heavy attacks. You can just hold it, charge it up as well. That's the glaive for heavy slam. But yeah, every weapon is different. Now bow here is a secondary. It's not the main weapon. You cannot have any skills for this. You simply just aim and shoot, that's it. And if you keep charging it, you can see my cursor or my aim being changed. This is fully charged one, which means more damage, right? Now, we have defense. For defense, there are 3 ways. Either the block right here, which will block some attacks, but you will still take damage into your health bar. Another one is dodging, like this, which consumes stamina, and this does have iframe, which will make it so, yeah, you're immune to damage. The next one is parry. I have it on E keybind. Now, in the settings I showed earlier, it will show you when to press the E, when to press the parry. Let me fast forward here a little bit. I played it early on, but this is my first character. This is like the first little dungeon or whatever, no spoilers, yes. So when the target attacks, it will show you when to press E keybind for parry, like this, for example, as you can see. And I believe there are like these normal attacks from mobs, but then there are red attacks and golden attacks. If you parry red attacks, you will perform counterattack. This is like a perfect parry. But golden attacks cannot be parried, you have to dodge them. Some bosses have it's usually a big skill that does a lot of damage. So sometimes you need that. You just need to do that. This is like a little world boss. Let me skip through. You guys don't see stuff. Sometimes bosses have, if bosses do an attack, it's like 4 attacks in one skill, if you will. So their skill, and you press parry, it will parry all the attacks. You don't have to do them separately. But I always just press it just in case, because some skills you cannot. So here it was just parrying 2 instead of the other attacks, so you have to press it manually. And now this keybind F is execute. Whatever command, don't press it as soon as it pops up on your screen. Wait for the timer to be all the way at the end or 1 second left, because in this time, in the meantime, you can dish out more damage with your attacks before the execute. So you will be making the max out of it, right? So you can see me, I'm just attacking and then I'm pressing F almost at the end. So I recommend using this advantage. Of course, if you press parry while using a skill, it will cancel the attack. There is animation canceling in the game as well. So that's that can be pretty challenging, like especially in PvP, which I have not yet been able to try yet because I have 300 MS in China, and it's just impossible to do some of that, right? We also have potions, as you can see, X in the bottom right corner. That's where you have to craft the potions. I'll also probably make a separate video for that. You also need to find recipes for potions. We have also special skills, as you can see above my weapon bar, or above my next to my skills. It's like 4 skills, and those are pretty dependent on situation. Like the game kind of flashes a skill if it's usable on a certain boss or enemy. For example, there are mobs with shields, so one skill can be used on them that will, you will steal the shield from them, and you also throw the shield at them, which does a lot of damage. That's one of the things. But here, parry again, another parry. See, I'm not counterattacking with the parry because these are normal attacks, but if it was red, it would do a counterattack. I believe I did proc it somewhere here on this one. I'm not sure though. Just parry here. You gotta be patient with bosses. You don't want to rush it and try to, spam left click as much as possible. Button mashing will not really get you far in this game, boys. Let me tell you that. Like, this is the highest skill capped combat I've played out of like online games, if you will. Is this, by the way, MMORPG? I have a video for that as well, like introduction to this game. This is RPG. Main story quest is solo. You cannot play with anyone, but in open world, you can group up to 4 people. And then we have MMO elements like dungeons, raids, which follow Holy Trinity scheme from other games, from MMOs, I mean, healer, tank, support, and DPS, I mean. This is the red attack. I will try to counter attack. As you can see, I did counter with parry, and it did trigger the counter attack. Let me run it again real quick. I believe it happens right here. He's glowing red. Special skill, you parry this bad boy, boom. Automatic counter attack, so this is very good. Try to time your parries with these attacks. Later on, I played on a hard difficulty, and I did not have any of these cues showing up. Here you could see the perfect dodge, by the way. When you dodge an attack like that, the time slows down. This will not trigger in PvP once again. And I believe not even on extreme difficulty. Maybe even hard, I'm not sure now. But yeah, I was pretty good with parrying here, but later on I just kind of failed. Now, I will also have a separate video for that. My gear, you need to really upgrade your gear in your journey. And it requires quite a lot of materials later on at about level 60. So I would recommend stick to one weapon style or, one weapon set. Try it out early on. I believe there will be a also testing ground mode where you can test all the weapons available. We'll see which one you like the most. But yeah, I did not upgrade my gear at all, and you could see that. Like I'm not doing that much damage, right? Yeah, because of that, time to kill seems kind of long, but it's not really. It's actually not really. Unless you play on hard or extreme mode, which, you know, it's SpongeBob's all the targets that increased HP. It's pretty crazy. But yeah, it's not as bad. It's also something called breakthrough, which you need to complete to raise your level cap. But they upgrade your gear, boys. This is just a showcase. Now, how do we know which weapons to combine and whatnot? Let me explain that. Every weapon has a element next to its name or whatever, right? So you can see I'm running double reds right now, which is the katana, which we will not get, the glaive. You have the twin blades here, and that pairs with, like, let's say the rope right here. But this is all shown when you press H, you will get this tab. Second button here, it shows you a guide for weapon sets. So for example, if you want to play a spear and a sword, which is right here, it shows you a little like showcase playthrough gameplay, excuse me. It shows you a little graph what it's strong at. This is survivability, this is agility, I believe, like escape wise, whatever, combat mobility wise. This is damage, and I'm not sure what these two are, this one top. Now in here, second tab, it shows you which set bonuses to use. Like this, it's this icon on the weapons, and this is on the armor. So you want to see these two. It shows you the weapons, the weapon styles, the combat styles, like I talked earlier about. So sword and a spear, it shows you which passives to go for. And if you press F, it will automatically change all your loadout to the one you want with passives as well. It's really amazing what they have done in the game. It shows you everything. It shows you also Arsenal. This is something you unlock later on. It's in the second tab again. Arsenal is right here, which hopefully you can see it in my behind my webcam. This will be something called gear locker. You will put all your old gear in this arsenal. If you do so, you will get extra stats. This is minimum damage, maximum damage, and this is extra HP. So you can see I have successfully, you know, filled this, which is based on the gear score on the items. So I have extra stats. So all your gear, old gear, throw it in here. It unlocks at about level 40, I believe. And this also has certain elements. It all depends on the weapons you're using. This will be for healer. This will be for DPS. This is for like a DPS tank. Again, it will show you what you get. This is life, minimum, maximum damage. But again, specific to the weapons you're using. But again, this is all shown in this guide in here, which you should use, right? The arsenal, the icon. So this is very good. My favorite, what I will personally play on release, is probably this combo as the twin blades and the rope dart, because I really like the weapon. And then other one is what I'm playing right now, but I'm not sure how they will do it, because this style probably won't be at launch. This combines the glaive and the katana, so not sure. But yeah, how to get the combat styles. As you can see, I don't have this bad boy right here. You go back to your weapons, right here, click on the weapons, search the one you need, which is this one, for me, and you press spacebar, and it will show you on the map. So there's also two ways to get it. You can either steal it from a teacher, from the master, which is, you basically need a key to get somewhere, and then you can do it from stealth behind the rock or something. But again, I will have a separate video for that. I'll show you where to get stealth ability, which should help with this a lot. So because there's just too much information in this game, too much content, will take forever. Or the second one, you can join the sect. The sect. It's called the sect. If you join the sect, each sect will give you specific weapon. This one will give you the rope dart if I would join them. But you can also steal it from the teacher. But it shows you on the map. It's right here. For example, my rope dart, which is later on. You have to progress through main quest to get to this big city, because we all start right up top. So you have to progress through the main city, main story quest to get here. So if I go there, I will start a series of quests, which brings me to a disguise, which you need to steal a key from and stuff like that. So it always shows you on the map where to get it. Some are easier accessible, some are harder as well. But it's not too bad, actually. It's actually not too bad. So that's where you can get the weapon sets, but that's what you can get. I hope we covered everything when it comes to combat. If I will remember anything, I'll put it in the pinned comment. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. I also live stream every day on Twitch, YouTube, and TikTok, everywhere basically. If you guys want to come over, I have links right here. I would greatly appreciate it. And I'm also starting a guild for Weren's Meat when it comes out in a week. If you guys are interested, I have a Discord. You can join through there. You pick role and you will unlock the channels for Werewolf's Meat. We're still unsure what to go for as a guild name, but I'll be starting combat guild based combat because there are 3 guilds: combat, exploration, and trading. So we'll go with that. But let me quick overview. If I missed something, probably not. It's all just shown here. But yeah, guys, with that said, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate you all. And yeah, good luck out there. I'll see you soon, hopefully. More guides coming out soon. Next time will probably be gear upgrades and whatnot. But yeah, next time. See you next time. Peace.